Hi, I'm Jamie Beamish, the Bozedan Jeems, and you're listening to Adam, Gregg and Christel on the Hoardcast.
We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching. Lord Illuminati.
Welcome to the Hoard Illuminati podcast. It's Adam, Gregg, and Matt today, and Christel will be joining us for some Star Wars action later. So, Gregg and Matt, how are you guys doing today?
Pretty darn well, I'd say.
Fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's been one of those weeks. It certainly felt like a year and a half at home. So let's spend a little time and tell everyone about digital cards this week. So first of all, let's remind everyone how they can find you guys in the apps. So how about you, Matt, as our guest this week?
Let's see. You can find me on any of the apps that I'm in using the same name, which is MD Jacobus, MDJACOBUS. So primarily in Star Wars, but I'm also in Disney, Marvel, and Tarot cards.
Awesome. Gregg, how about you?
I'm all over the place in names, and I'm floating out in space. Oh! And right now, there's no oxygen. I'm dying. And a bunch of other stuff, Man-Thing in Marvel. I just got a nice, my buddy Quicknast just sent me a couple of Man-Thing primals, so thank you, sir. And I'm all over the place on names, so I'll find you, like I say. Try to hide.
Perfect. And I'm AC the Destroyer in most of the apps, and with the amount of Bunt I'm playing lately, Tampa Bay Raisins there. So let's hop into it. Just a reminder to everyone that we've got a Discord server for Hoardcast now. It's getting to be a pretty good group there. We got about 65 people or so right now, and chat about everything from Star Wars to Disney to Marvel to just, what we're streaming lately. So join in. There's definitely invites on pinned to our Twitter, and if you can't find it there or not on Twitter, send us an email, hoardcast@gmail.com, and we'll send you an invite.
Or yell on Reddit. I had a guy earlier in the week that the link had expired, and he's like, hey, I need a link, and boom, I'll post a link. I don't care.
Yep.
We've been having a lot of fun with Pixel Loop in there this week.
Yeah,
everybody's doing that. That's pretty cool.
It's something that we've played with, like in our group. This is an app called Pixel Loop, and it's free. And it's got a lot of features that you can use for nothing. And you can take your cards from Star Wars Card Trader, and you can put animations and stuff in them. And it's really pretty fun and kind of a nice artistic outlet. And people have been putting together some really cool shit on there. I've been really enjoying seeing some of the stuff that they've come up with. They look great.
No joke. I mean, think about if Topps sold cards that had that sort of motion and had that sort of effect. Oh, they would be all over. Yeah. I'd shell out even worse for those. There's some really nice looking stuff that people are making.
Yeah, definitely. For those who don't know, that app's it's a free app that allows you to put some motion and special effects to static images. It works really well with smoke and fire and water and stuff. So check it out. And then we've been kind of importing GIFs of those into the Discord, and it's amazing what people have been doing and how creative they've been getting with it. Next. Kind of want to plug our special report is on the way, folks. We'll just leave it at that. Another special report, another Biggs special is happening soon. Gregg and I are really excited once we heard this one, so hold on to your butts.
Yeah, it's big, and fingers crossed. We don't want to jinx it, but it looks like it's a done deal. And man, it's big. This dude, he's got star power. You know what I mean? He's just a star. He just brings everything so good to the table and just hands it to us. It's wonderful. So I'm really excited to see this one, and hear it. I think it'll only be audio, but
yeah, it'll only be audio, and we get to hear Biggs and that accent, man.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
Yeah.
He is a pro. He's better than any of us at this shit.
So good. So good.
Didn't he get another award this week or something? Like,
it's like
his shelf is
6 year in a row or something. It's some kind of radio broadcaster award. he's a really super talented guy, and he a true professional, and his home studio is amazing.
Yeah, and that's not even counting his collection of Transformers on there.
I didn't know that he collected Transformers. I had no idea.
Oh, ask him about it sometime. Anyways,
I want to, 'cause I don't like Transformers. Enough talking for 2 hours about something I don't care about.
well, on that note, then let's move on to some Hoard updates. Matt, anything new on the Scout Trooper front? You had quite a lot since the last time we talked with that Ewoks Join the Fight set.
Yeah, there's been a bunch. So I've gotten a bunch of the Ewoks Join the Fight, especially the ones with the Scout Troopers. I've been picking up those. That's a cool set. I like it. This week, otherwise, not really a lot. Obviously, I'm not hoarding anything in Series 7 yet. With Wave 2 hopefully coming soon. From what we've heard, that would be cool if there was a Scout Trooper in there. I'd love to hoard that. But I did pick up a bronze gilded space painting this week. That was pretty cool. So it's the second Luke's speeder bike. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did get that. It was somebody who, well, I had one, and then there were two others. Obviously, one's locked away somewhere, and then the other one, I knew that who had it. I knew the name of the person who had it, and I just never put the time into finding them. So this week I decided I was going to do that. Obviously, we're sitting around house, not doing a whole lot else, so I tried to track him down, and it worked out. I found him on social media, and then he got back into the app, and he got me the card. So that was pretty cool. So now I have 2 of the bronze, both of the silver, and I'm still trying to get that gold. But that's the Luke's speeder bike, the gilded space painting. So I was really pumped about.
That one's missing in action, right? We don't know where the hell that one is.
We know. I know where the gold is. There's a guy. The person that has the gold is Sonzi, Sonzi. I have been searching everywhere trying to find that guy. I can't find him.
Dead account.
He hasn't pulled a card in like 3 years, 4 years. He's been gone. Yeah, it pisses me off.
Well, they had a really interesting article on Gizmodo or IO9, I can't remember which, from the classic Germain Lucier, did an updated article on the state of Star Wars Card Trader this week, and maybe that visibility will pop some of these dead accounts out of hiding.
That'd be cool.
I'd love that. I mean, a lot of people were upset about the content of the article, but in terms of the visibility for Star Wars Card Trader, especially now where everyone's locked down, nothing to do, a lot of people are paying attention to digital cards this week all of a sudden. It's really weird.
It is pretty cool. It is. Yep.
And he's the guy that wrote the original Vintage Han article, right?
Yeah, and he was the one. His article was the one that I read on day one of the app too. That's what got me started. I was a frequent reader of IO9 and Gizmodo, and his article was the one going, hey, here's this cool app, and you can collect cards and trade with people around the world and all this stuff. And I downloaded it on day one because of him. And then later on, his article about the $200 JPEG, the Vintage Han, that's what really blew shit up as far as the heyday of stuff going on.
That was the one that got me in, the Vintage Han article.
Yeah, it's an attention getter for sure. And
it was pretty. I was like, oh, there's no way. And then I downloaded the app, and here we are. So,
and how many of those do you have right now?
What's that, Vintage Hans?
Yes.
4.
Yeah, 4. That's $800. You can get $800.
I would never.
But it was cool to see that, and there were some nitpicks about the thing. It was kind of a puff piece. But
you're talking about the new article, the current one.
Yeah, the new article is really very puffy. But it's it's good for the visibility, and it's good for the hobby for people to be aware that it's still there and going. So like I say, maybe some of these old dead accounts will come back to life here, at least for a few minutes. Half thigh, just check in one more time, accept my trade, and then you can throw your fucking phone back into the volcano.
Yeah, I can imagine that gets a handful of new users off of that article as well. I mean, it's
probably more than a handful.
I think it already is. You see when they do like a wave of something, or there's an article out there where all of a sudden you'll see people are like, looking for anything, and you see their collection score, it's like 100, and you're like, okay, there's a 100 person in the feed, there's a 200 person in the feed, there's a 300 person in the feed. There must have been some sort of marketing blitz somewhere that drove a bunch of new people in today, so hopefully that works, and hopefully it sustains some user base.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you always need new users.
Yeah, for sure. And just to go over my stuff, I kind of a slow week with the hoarding. I hit 13,333, just a fun number for the whites. I'm almost up to 5,900 blues. Those ratios still feel way off, almost 2 to 1.
They're weird.
Yeah. Reds are 41.22, green 16.25, and I passed 1,000 orange. So 1,029 orange this week.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
good.
So let's turn our attention to the app without trading for a moment, because it's important to talk about this issue, and that is Quidd. They had a not so great week. We only really talk about Quidd when they have a not so great week, but this is especially important if you've had a Quidd account over the years. Recently, it was noted that their usernames and email addresses and stuff were hacked. And the reports are up to 4 million usernames and email addresses are floating out in the wild. Now, Quidd disputes this number. They're saying it's only a fraction of that. But really, the way you read Quidd's news article is that a fraction of that are exposed with passwords. They didn't really dispute the number of usernames that are out there in the wild tied to an email address. And let's face it, folks, a lot of people use the same username for a lot of things that are tied to an email address. So if you haven't been on Quidd for a while, or if you're on Quidd now, change that password pronto. And I mean, for a lot of folks, I know it means re-downloading the app, but change it.
Well, I don't think it's so important to have your Quidd account hacked. Go ahead, take all my garbage shit. I can't take anyways. There's no value in the stuff at all. But the big problem is if they got your email addresses, and I know that I was getting password resets on my email account this week. I keep getting these password reset requests coming into my inbox.
Yeah.
So I know somebody's out there with my email trying to figure out how to get in there with that. And it's right at the same time that this is going on. So that's what's going on. You really need to look at anything that has anything similar that's tied to that email address. Your PayPal, that's a big one. Anything that's tied to that email account that has a password and it may be similar to what you had on Quidd, you need to get in there and change that to something really, really nasty hard with some numbers and special characters and shit like that.
Yeah,
not password.
No, not password 123 either.
No, don't use that one. It's already been taken.
Yeah, that's fine. Come on, what are you doing?
Sorry, man.
Do you want us to cut that part out of the show, Matt?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Another reason I'm glad I never had Quidd. In addition to all the other stuff, but man,
all the bad stuff that goes on is Quidd finds new ways to be horrible and just dangerous and
hose their customers over.
Yeah.
So be careful, change your password, and let's move on. Let's talk Disney. They had their Princess Inked set that ended this week. That was a very nice set. Those had a couple variants. They had the black and white, and they had the motion color variant.
Those were nice.
It was a small set. I really enjoy those small sets because it usually means they don't last for a month and a half.
Right.
Well, it was a daily too. I mean, the rarest stuff in the Disney app is something that's only there for 24 hours.
Yeah.
You got to get it or you missed it, and the counts were for Disney relatively low in the 2,000 range, I think.
Something like that. Even that's for the black and white type. No, the black and whites
black and whites were monsters. They're way up there, but the colors were relatively.
The color it was still high, but it's still on par with what you're seeing with Disney now. The award, I believe, was in the 6,000s for the color motion. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was lower than that.
No, I checked it last night.
I started on that. I started to try to do that. There's another set that came right on the heels of that one.
Yes.
The profile portraits or something like that.
Yeah. Profiles in Adventure. Like the first one has Agrabah on the back of it.
Yeah, that one hated my guts. I tried to pull the sketch, and I got like 3 of the colors, and I'm just like, I think I'm out. I think I'll save coins for a bit.
Yeah, I did that. It's a daily set as well, so it took a long time. I pulled, it was 1 in 25 for the sketch.
Right.
I think I was in the 40s in packs, and I was like, oh fuck this. So
I blew about
then I went
30
to Crystal.
30 packs, and I just didn't get it. I was just like, you know what? The set hates me. I'm not going to do this every day.
Yeah,
I've been trying to save coins. I know there's an old man set in my future.
for sure. They're gonna come.
I got pretty lucky on both of them yesterday, so that probably means I'm in, and my luck will just suck the rest of the set.
They're going to get you now.
This one, it's only
First one's free, kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a 5-card set, so.
Yep. They also had a April 15th tax day Uncle Scrooge kind of fun thing that was coming in the claim packs or the magical gifts or whatever they call them in there. I just wish they'd use the same term across all the apps. But that was cool. And they also did some melds of them for coins after that. I didn't meld any of them. I thought
I melded almost all of mine. I can't, as soon as I'd get them, I'd go and meld them, and then I'd go, where'd my card go? So fucking stupid. I'm like, yo, no, we gave you coins for that, Greg. You're a fucking moron. You mulched your card, and here's 500 coins. And then the other one, the happy Scrooge, was like 2,000 coins, I think, for that.
2,000, I threw them 2,500 something like that. I didn't meld any of them because I was like, they'll be more rare if I don't meld them. So
yeah, I don't live in the app like Tim, man. He had a stack of those fucking things.
I
He must
know.
have 10 of them or something. He must just be in there all goddamn day. He's
Every
gonna
hour.
get fired. Tim, we're gonna fire you from your job now because apparently you just play Disney all day.
Yeah,
he writes back to his boss, hoarding Timothy. Oh shit.
Yeah, accidentally paste his spam into the email.
Why are you sending me HTML of someone named Timothy? Oh, wait.
Typing these emails with the HTML in them.
Yeah, the keyboard shortcut pops in there. Also, they just wrote to us that there's going to be a D23 Earth Day set that's going to be exclusive codes for D23 people. I'm guessing that code's going to be the same thing across the board. It's not going to be individual codes.
Yeah.
So that code's going to be all over the fucking place. Come Earth Day, just wait and you'll find it and do the code and get your set. So that's coming. Beyond that, man, I really don't like trading in Disney. Really don't like that.
I never trade in Disney. The only time I ever trade is like in the middle of a drop. Like if I, my old man set came out. Yeah. That's the only time it's pleasant to do it is, when a set came out, you're in the transmission, dupe for needs, boom, finish your set and get out.
Yeah, you have to do it, like you said, do the whole set at once, do dupes for needs. And I even in that app, I have to put dupes for needs, this set only.
Yeah, exactly. From this set. Like, oh, here's some needs from a set you don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, let me take all your dupes off of some other set. Yeah, get out of here.
They're
I think I realized that's why I'm coin poor there is because I don't like trading with people in that app. I'd rather pull 10 more packs than trade with someone there.
Do the same thing. I'll just keep pulling rather than have to go in and try to trade with these knuckleheads.
It's an abomination over there. I don't even know. Like
Marvel's the same way. Marvel's the exact same way.
It is.
If I'm doing a set, I only do it in the transmission, dupes for needs, and get out. Because anything else you try to do, it's just, I've said before, they go with their dicks out.
They come right at you, man. It's so
Chris
bad.
is not here, so to give me the hairy eyeball for that turn of phrase.
Not to jump to Marvel, but same Marvel and Disney. I typed up some posts and I have them saved and I just paste them into the trade feed. And it's for the in Disney, it's for the wishing set, the one tier 6, whatever, the one that you can get from the wishes, and then the tier 6, the ones that you can craft or whatever. So I have a post for that. It says tier 6 dupes for needs, wishes, and all that. Dude, they come with everything. Fucking unreal.
All I try to do in Marvel is get more man things. I'm opening the things and getting all the common cards and stuff. I will trade any common card, even singles, for Man Thing Primal or Man Thing Marvel Universe. And here they come for all this other bullshit. I don't have that much good stuff left, but they'll find something. I'm like, I didn't realize that had any value until you came after it, asshole.
Yeah. Oh, it's really bad.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like it.
it's like they don't read the post. It's just
Doesn't-
they see your username and they click the trade button and then they just send whatever.
This is
shit.
what Jermaine Lucier should write another article about, the seedy underbelly of digital card trading. It's not this candy-colored wonderland like he was describing.
Well, at least Disney got the candy colored part right.
Yes.
Yeah, their packaging is
Yeah.
like
Absolutely delicious.
So let's talk Marvel right now. They had a fun week.
week.
Well, there was one set you guys wanted to talk about. There's one set you wanted to talk about.
Okay, well they had a set, and they hyped the shit out of it. I know they had a thing like the day before going, coming tomorrow. Oh, the Summers family, mutants of X-Men, whatever the hell. Collect these super rare cards, and then the thing comes out and you get a notification, collect these super rare cards now. And at the transmission, it says this set of super rare cards. And then down below in the bottom in the description, it says 8 rare cards.
Yep.
They're not super rare cards at all. They're fucking rare cards. And it's like, what? Somebody changed gears somewhere along the way and didn't tell Jim, who was writing the copy for the actual thing. And so, yeah, it was just kind of a classic self-own at Marvel, like so many other things. So that's what happened. That's the only thing I'm aware of in Marvel, thanks to our friend Broken Name, who's deeply involved in that app. Don't know why he likes to punch himself in the dick so much.
Yeah, it's just like punching yourself in the dick.
He's never a good time. He's not ever having fun. I don't understand what it is. Why does he keep doing it?
Dude,
He's like, well, it's a hobby. It's a hobby,
It's
I get it.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Hobby, but I'm always so poor in that app. It's unbelievable. Always poor in that app. I'm almost ready to bail out this week alone. I mean, dude, I dropped like 170K in coins trying to get that stupid in detail card this week.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that Indale card. Okay, that was Blade, right?
Yes. Yes.
God damn it! I hoped I wouldn't have to talk about that set again. They fucking mutilate Marvel history every week in that fucking app with that set. They took. Look at the cover of that the card that's the cover of the comic that's on there. Doesn't it look kind of strange? Like, I don't know, kind of square? Because they cut 2 inches off the top of the comic cover where it said Marvel Presents.
Mm-hmm.
The title of the comic it's the same thing they did with the Man-Thing one, where it was Adventure into Fear. It wasn't Man-Thing number 13 or whatever. It was Adventure into Fear number 13. So their solution, rather than get the title right, is just to cut the actual title off.
Just cut
their other bullshit on there. And again, it's a set called In Detail.
Pay attention to the
details right. It matters. You know what I mean? You're trying to act like you're curating this museum of history of comics, and then you do stuff like this where you just cut the fucking title right off the cover of the comic book and put this square ass thing in there. Like, what was it? One of those booking records? Give me a fucking break. It's not what the goddamn book looks like. And so, yeah, that just drives me crazy. Stuff like that just drives me nuts. It's like,
that's exactly what they did.
Well, I'm going to jump in with a grinds my gears type moment too in Marvel, and that is that in their store, the little titles for their sets aren't the actual set names. Like in Star Wars and Disney, we see like, oh, well, get the Masterworks base set. In here, it's like swing into these motion cards. It's the Spider-Man set that's called What's Up Danger. Just tell me the actual name of the set. Your news says what the name of the set is. I go to the store and I'm like, what the hell am I looking for?
It's different, yeah.
Well, I'm sure they think everybody's going to navigate from the article to the pack store, and it's going to take them right there and fix it for them, but not so much.
No, it's a pain. No, you're right. That's exactly what it is. And so I'm always broke as a joke in that app because I try not, like you said, I'm trying not to put too much more into it. But and you can't pull shit with the coins in that
I won't
app.
give them $1.
Yeah,
a daily deal. 350 diamonds for $1. What a great deal. Nope.
No. I was so mad at myself for rage pulling, and I'm pulling, and I like I said, 170,000 trying to get that stupid indie.
I got a tale of rage.
You can go to the Bay and get it for $1.
We got a tale of rage pulling later in the show, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna hear some shit, man.
I can't wait.
It's not me.
Well, let's turn our attention to tarot cards.
Scary.
They've still got new wave of the Tales for the Campfire set. Some new characters and stuff there from those movies.
It's actually,
I
you know what
pulled
it
I
is?
pulled a couple of those.
Is it Tales from the Campfire, or do they have the next movie now? Because I think what they're doing is running through all those SoCal studio ones that they had posters for earlier. I think they're actually running through all those movies now. So I think the first week was Tales from the Campfire, and then I want to say the next movie started up. Is that right?
I think it's Tales from the Campfire was broken into various stories.
Yes,
And
each of those stories. Yeah, it's like a
okay,
3-pack. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So they have So it's an anthology deal, and so it all falls under the heading of I'm not doing it. So that's why I'm so confused. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not either. And then I saw it and I was like, wait, we already did this. But then when I reread it, I was like, oh, I get it. So it's broken into 3 different stories from the Tales from the Campfire. So I think they're either in the second or third. I'm not sure because
they're in the second grouping. We'll call it that.
Okay.
Well, my saving coins is working fantastic right now. The only thing I'm doing is the Rego costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
Did that one meld ever come up yet that you were looking for?
There was 2 of them. One of them did come up this week, and it was the Clarissa. And then the Bethany is the last one. And actually, there was actually chatter in the feed about the missing melds, because everyone's kind of like waiting in line. Okay, we've got a Radiance ready for these melds, and the Clarissa came up, and so the last one to go now is Bethany. And I wouldn't be surprised if Previn didn't kind of push her into the store and shut everybody up.
So it's not,
It hasn't showed. It may have showed up like the first week of the year, and there just nobody had any Radiance to even meld the thing. So it's still sitting at 0, or what they call it. It's null. They don't have a 0 count. It just says null because it has no count.
One of the things that I did see in Tarot Cards this morning when I opened the app to collect my coins was I did see like 3 posts from brand new people with like.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I sent a couple welcome packages out.
And so their user base is growing, and I think that's great. I think that's how they're brand new people, and some of the old timers are shooting them some cards. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I threw a bunch at a guy today because they're like they're sets that I don't really collect that I pull in the course of trying to get the stuff I'm actually after, and I'm just like, here, take those, So they're like, oh boy, I got inserts, yay!
I got inserts, yeah.
It's tough. There was the guy that today that I sent stuff to. It looked like he'd opened like 1 base pack. He had like 1 blue card, and I can't send him anything if he doesn't have anything to send that I can take back.
You gotta have at least one thing. Yeah,
he had like 1 blue card. That was it. I was like, go buy some packs, God damn it. Buy something, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking through that app the other day, and I was just looking at some of the older cards, and some of those ones I didn't realize were so low count. Like some of them are in like the 20s and things that I have from 18, and I'm like, wow, these are low.
The 17s are super low too, man.
I wasn't even on the app at that point, so I've got 0 2017 cards. But even looking at those 2018 cards, the thing that I really like the most is that you can see the motion in the thumbnails on tarot cards. That's one of the biggest things that we've always talked about in Tops, is that really those motion type cards are never going to take off until you can see them in the thumbnail. And tarot cards already has that. And it's something that I just kind of glossed over for years now. And I'm like, oh, look, the thing we were talking about offline in our group is something that actually happens in that app already.
Yeah, his shit works.
Yeah.
What was that set? There was some set around Halloween time where he surprised us with a kick-ass motion card.
Yeah, it was that glass thing.
The glass one. And that's when I saw it, was in the thumbnail view, because I went and I was like, oh, let's see, the Hoard got issued or whatever, and I went to look at it and see all the thumbnails, and I saw one was moving. And
it was the women. It was actually, I think that was in the Women in Horror Month too. They had a glass variant, and all the cards were just kind of a static glass, and then the award had this motion glass thing going on. It was really fucking cool. His shit
very good stuff.
He does a great job.
Yeah, he really does.
One-man band.
Well, let's talk about some sports.
Okay, there's no sports happening, but we'll talk about baseball.
Well, we'll talk about some changes happening in Bunt. They put an announcement out there this week that their award system is changing, and it's going to be essentially no more shelf awards. And your shelf award is going to be integrated into the set view. And it's going to include dates and some other stuff that I didn't quite get from their copy in the transmission. It didn't make a lot of sense. It was confusing. They need to bullet point that shit instead of doing it as one long sentence. But changes are coming. It's going to be a forced update sometime this week. In the article, it said it was going to be April 20th, and then they said it's being delayed till April 20th. So yeah,
April 20th. Mark your calendar. 7 times.
I think they already started on the 420 stuff when they wrote that copy, and then updated.
There you go. They're smoking that weed, baby.
But yeah, whatever changes that are going to happen in Bunt are then going to propagate to Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney soon after. You can guarantee it.
Well, it sounds to me like what they're going to do is stick the shelf awards in the set view where with the card, basically like a card, and then you'll have to claim off of the shelf award. Basically, you have to look at your shelf award, and then boom, that will drop the thing. So it's going to take people a little while to figure that out, and it's going to slow down knowing where the count is for the awards.
I hope they send out some push notifications that your award's ready to claim, because that shit would drive me bonkers. Like, I wouldn't claim half of these awards. Like 6 months later, I'd be like,
one more thing.
I never claimed that.
I guarantee they will not have push notifications.
You would think. I mean, and you would think that they just put the little, the little red badge icon or whatever on the awards thing.
Well, you can look forward to a new feature here on the Hoard Illuminati podcast where we tell you all the awards that came out every week. Award drops here on Hoard Illuminati podcast. Get out there and open that shelf award. Get your awards. Yeah.
You run down the list of awards. I'll tell you who actually does that though.
It would be a public service.
They do that in Disney. In Disney, Gabby puts an article on every week. I think it might be Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it lists all the awards. Yeah, all the awards that are going to be out that week, and I think that's decent.
Yep.
Especially because some of their times are so long in Disney. Yeah,
and what kind of feels like it would make the most sense is just, if you have that award, throw it to your claim pack that's already there when you claim your coins.
Right.
Just have it go there. Oh, hey, I've got 2,000 coins to claim and 3 awards.
Everybody would be claiming awards that they didn't earn. They'd fuck that up. So I guarantee that's not going to work. No way.
Yeah. It sounds like just putting a button in a different spot. But
so have you been doing any of the Bunt sets that have come out?
Yeah.
The Jackie
I did the
stuff the other day. It was pretty cool.
I did the Deco set. I kind of forgot about the Jackie Robinson set. I had enough to do dupes for needs, and then I never went back to it. And I also did the Inception set, so the base version of it.
Yeah, I did the Inception base, and I threw it a couple of the box loader things and cleared more than I paid. So that was great. And then I've been doing that picture portrait. It's almost the same thing that they just did on Disney, where basically you've got a white version and a black version. There's like a super high count and then a relatively lower count daily set. Collect all 7, I think is all together, and then you're done. So I've been doing that one. I'm spending some time in Bunt and a little bit of money too.
Thanks. More than Marvel, huh?
And I hate baseball. That's how fucking desperate I am for anything to do. That's the seedy underbelly of digital cards. You end up
collecting. I think it's fantastic. You love comics, and you spend $0 in Marvel.
I know, and I hate baseball, and I spend money
in Marvel.
I buy the daily almost every day. If the daily's under $5, I usually buy it on Bunt when that big, the thing with decent money cards comes out at the end of the week. I'm stocked and ready to go.
Right.
Yeah, I've actually been doing a decent amount of cross trades in Bunt lately, where I had some of those Inception like jumbo Sig relics and stuff, and like I had a blue one. It was nothing too special, but I traded for like 4 Aquarels and a handful of primes, and I basically came away with like a stack of old stuff. Nothing great on its own, but cumulative. I'm like, hey, that was 10 needs I just picked up, so I was very happy with that.
That's the one you posted in the group, right? That was a nice pickup.
Yeah, very happy with that. So with that, let's turn our attention to Star Wars.
Yeah, let's do that.
And welcome Christel back.
Okay.
I'll be keeping it real, baby. I'll be keeping it real. I'll be keeping it real, baby. I'll be keeping it real.
Hey, it's time for Keeping it weekly. And what happened this week? I don't know. It was like 15 years long or something. But Sunday, editor's choice. Oh, again, sorry, top choice.
Oops.
I oops.
Gotta go there.
Oops, I slipped. But what was it? It was Droopy. Which, like, last week I was going on about how cute everything was.
Yeah, he was not
you had
snuggable.
Dak and Lothcat and Walkling. Droopy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a bag of piss.
Whatever. It was, yeah. Gilded Galaxy, last week we got the Jawas. Oh my gosh. This week it's a Kylo. It's amazing. I love it.
It is a really good Kylo.
It is.
Cool as
It's a hot Kylo.
one of the coolest ones.
Yeah, it's yeah. Mama like.
I didn't think it was hot.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It is. He's got his eyes thing. Yeah, it's good.
Wow, it's cooped up way too long.
It's too much Adam Driver streaming this week.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Makeup.
Monday. Heroes. And it was Rose. Ended that part of the wave.
So of course that's the one I fucking pull an orange in my one crystal pack.
Right.
Fuck, the one that nobody's gonna want. It'll be the lowest count orange, I guarantee.
Oh, for sure.
Tuesday, droids. It was doorbell. I didn't even write down
doorbell
thing's name because it's the doorbell. Everybody knows.
We made that Roomba joke a couple of weeks ago, and now the Ring is in session.
So yeah, it was a Ring doorbell, and Wednesday. I still hate this mechanic. The featured creature. It was Ketwall, which is that weird alien from the cantina that, like, you put his head one way and it's one alien, you put his head in the other way, it's a different alien.
A lot of people don't realize that.
The more you know.
There's two aliens they stuck in the special edition, and if you take one and flip his head over and put a big Rastaman hat on, it's a different guy.
It's the
same exact mask used twice in the scene.
Awesome.
All right. Speaking of our favorites, fan choice tournaments, we love that.
Oh.
And this was Gideon versus Pelly, which, wow, that's just not even fair.
Gideon,
duh.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Which, if y'all have not stayed up to date with or you should have seen Breaking Bad already, but Better Call Saul, really getting to some really good Gus Fring just really coming into it. It's fabulous. And Mike is really good in the last couple
I love
episodes.
Mike.
Oh man, so good. So good.
I'm scared of him. Yeah.
Yes, you should be. Oh God, Friday. Villains. Jesus.
This is that rage pull I was talking about earlier.
Here we go.
Earlier in the show. Wow.
Yet again, one of your hordes. It was Veers. And I was like, actually,
it's really a horde now.
and it was a tail because I was actually on the way out of the house.
Right.
I was going somewhere and, worried about, do I remember how to drive? What pedal does what? What buttons do what in the Prius? I don't know. So, I had to go because my laptop was messing up.
Get that Prius humble brag in there.
Yeah, Prius humble brag. So, I'm like freaked out because, I had to make a mask and, get the bandana to put over the mask and get ready and freaking out seeing people driving a car. Ah! So I'm already in that mood. And then freaking Villains drops and it's Veers. And I'm like, oh, jeez. At least it's a cool guy. Man.
He wasn't cool to you.
It was not.
It was not cool to you.
How many? How many did it?
38 purples.
38 purples.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, don't even know which pack. I don't
That's
even
a
know
buck
which.
of pop. That's like a buck of pop. That's like $38. Just throw it
you're
right
welcome.
in the shitter, man.
You're welcome, Tops, for your numbers.
We've all been there. Don't feel bad.
He's sitting there just
That's a
waiting
shitload, though.
She's standing. The door is open. Her foot is practically out the door, and she's sitting there. God damn it. God damn it. Motherfucker. God damn it. For like 10 minutes. I'm like, God, oh shit, just stop. I'll try to get it on eBay. I got it. Too late.
I don't even know which pack I was pulling because I was just going, bah, 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 just opening the stupid pack, and then, you finish opening it and then it's the store again. So I don't know which one.
It was a rage
in there.
It was horrifying. I was just like, oh my God. Right about that, Jermaine.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. That'll do an article.
About that fucking phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's all friendly and everything's great. You don't have to spend any money. Fuck you.
Why don't you do guaranteed? Right. Write an article about guaranteed odds. How about that?
Oh, it's already odds? Cool.
The odds were not the odds on that
They
one.
were not in your favor.
No.
Yeah.
I've never seen so
Well,
few wayfinders.
That's what you get for volunteering for tribute.
No.
What? What? What the
I
what?
was doing it was the Harry Potter music, which is wrong, but
Harry Potter.
the Hunger Games.
Wow, bro. Yeah, so that Veers ended that wave of the fun run.
Was it fun?
No, but the
Run.
award is a hux. So
Okay. Oh, okay. Worth it.
I had to do
You
it.
gotta get it.
Have to do
You
it.
gotta get it. And
And
you get 38 purple awards if you find enough out. Item one.
I don't have that many alts.
I have a couple. You know, we'll hook you up.
Yeah,
We
just stash them here and there.
And the fun thing is, they won't be tradable.
That's true.
Yeah, in like a year. I won't
after you
even
open
remember.
38 tickets.
So, well, I've got a list of non-tradable awards that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do one ticket, and I'm going to
So
use that
many
as
I'm
a
so
feature.
tired of that
Don't get
untradeable
me
award
started.
crap.
I know.
Even get
It's
me
a disaster.
started.
Yeah, and then today is Saturday, people.
Yes.
Saturday. Saturday.
Concept coming soon.
So
Concept.
it's concept.
Who knows
Yep.
what it'll be or what and what will actually be in the packs. It's always, fun.
It is a question.
You never know what it's gonna be.
It's a looming
You never know
question.
what it's gonna be.
Let's see. It's going to be some. Let me think. A rock.
Rock.
A rock. A rock from the Solo
Really
movie.
important.
Well, they already did. What? The ones they did from Solo are so miserable.
Yeah.
Sorry, Biggs. I love Biggs, man, but I can't. That movie is, and the concepts they've used from that movie, the wall and the train car, whatever. What the hell is that crap?
Yeah.
This is
My
gonna be-
guess is going to be Lady Proxima's jewelry or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lady Proxima's butt ring.
Oh.
She
Some
has
other.
a ring on her butt.
I went into this and I'm.
Where is her butt?
That's the far end. The far end is there's a ring on it. That's where that song came from. If you want it, you got to put a ring on it. Biggs would do it. Biggs would fucking do it.
I was looking forward to the concepts and especially the Cloud City, for the big overall award, but it's been nothing but disappointment after disappointment every week,
Well,
and I'm putting up with it trying to get to that Cloud City.
Yeah.
right.
I'm current through gold, baby.
Same here. It's a
And
bear.
I have a Hoard update to interject.
Oh, whoa.
Since for
Breaking
some
news.
reason you guys do hordes at the beginning of the freaking show.
Yeah, we do. Get up earlier.
No,
Join us.
no. I stayed up watching Adam Driver movies. So,
Now it makes sense.
so yes, that's right. I got distracted there, Adam Driver.
She literally just like, wow, I just saw an old Indian man walking over a sand dune. Fucking hallucination.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so my Hoard, there was a need. There was actually a Hux need that I ran down this week.
I saw that.
Oh, nice.
So obscure. It was almost.
It
It was a Matt level
Yeah.
horror. Believe me.
Really,
Yeah.
really. Oh, now I gotta hear
It
it.
was I think it was a 2016 award card for the gold variant of the Force Awakens movie montage.
Which
And
remember those are just like a card
Yeah.
that said Star Wars.
and they had the little pictures in the letters, and
Yep.
Hux is all up in the A, the second A of it. So
That's definitely my level right there. That's awesome. I would definitely go after that.
11 count.
Ooh.
The blinds don't work.
Right.
So I've just been like going through like baller accounts and like people I know who are around then, names, I know that are cool, and managed to find one and just, threw a bunch of
Back
stuff,
the truck up.
backed it up,
Nice.
and There it was.
That
It's
happened,
one of
huh?
those things where you don't, it's like I sent the trade and then I went and did other things, probably watched an Adam Driver movie or something.
That's what
Probably. And then next time I open the app, it's there in my
Ah.
Ooh,
collected.
golden
You're like,
light comes shining out of your
"Whoa!"
phone on you.
Yes.
Beams of like,
Very
look at Marion.
Oh, look at
And
it.
that it looks like one of those cards that they did. Remember when they did like the logography or whatever?
It was
Yeah.
the precursor to that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the first one like that.
Yep. That's a nice card. Very good.
Yep.
Congrats.
Cracked it down.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done, card hunter.
Yes.
Now those Hoard cards that aren't searchable by name. We actually had kind of a debate on that. Do they count? And the obvious answer is yes. But it's easier to not to like feel as bad if you don't have them. Is kind of what I gathered, because you can't search for them and go, oh, it's a need. But that would assume that all cards works most of the time.
Well, I mean, one of the best Hux ones they've done recently was, it was
that defining moments. Kylo had the side Hux.
That was pretty awesome. Still
Side Hux.
collecting those. I love that one because Hux is like all Huck and Kylo's all villainy.
They're both being villains.
They're both being villainy.
Just eating the scenery. I wish I had more appreciation.
So, now I lost train of thought. Adam Driver. Shit. I legit don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, no.
Oh my God, you have lost it, dude. You're unhinged.
A good Hoard. We were talking about
The best
good
Hux
Hoard
one
card.
they've done lately, you can't even find by searching Hux. And it were those Chrome or whatever. It's one of those stupid ones where it's like a freaking wave every week for like 15 months or something.
Yeah, okay.
And it's actually called Poe Taunts.
Okay.
Because, Poe was taunting Hux. And it's this very nice shot of Hux. And it should just be the General Hux card.
Being taunted. Hux being taunted.
But if you search for Hux, it's not there.
I'll be damned.
Because it's a Poe card, technically.
Yep.
It says Poe on it.
That's an absolute tragedy.
I have this problem, and I understand. I know what you're saying.
I mean,
Because a lot of mine are, I have to look by Endor or Speeder Bike or there's one that it's called Battle on it.
Scooter Bike is a
That's
new one.
right, Scooter Bike.
Search Scooter Bike. You got somebody threw that at you today in a trade chat, and I was like, wow.
Scooter Bike.
Somebody sent it to me and said, do you want this one? And I said, no. I said, they tried to say there was a biker scout on it, and I said no. And I said, that's Luke and Leia on the speeder bike. And then they said, I said, it's Luke and Leia. And they said, but there's a scooter bike. I'm like, yeah.
Scooter bike next to Han. Like,
yeah, a scooter bike.
There's no guy on it. It's the guy I collect.
I'd have to imagine that it's like a smaller version of the speeder bike that's kind of like the Vespa compared to like a big motorcycle.
Yeah, they just lay them all over, they throw them all around the city, and then you get a little bonus if you charge the thing back up,
Yeah, just like those little freaking little
lime
things
scooters.
all over. Yeah.
I bet you that business model's crashed in the wake of
Well,
everybody.
nobody's
Going
Nobody's doing that. Yeah, you can't do that now.
There's all these rusty ass scooters just like stuck to the sidewalk all over California.
They had them all over Atlanta too.
Did they?
People hated those fucking things too.
I'd love one. I'd like to have a scooter.
They're a menace.
I'd fuck
Scooter
myself.
bike.
Sure.
They're a menace.
Well, you guys want to talk about some Star Wars cards?
Sure. Let's talk about other sets too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. We saw the Masterworks base come out this week. 7 variants of all different colors and varieties, even though the standard in the black, the top level, look damn near the same in the thumbnail.
Those are the ones that go all the way to 15 count.
Yeah, something like
a million
that.
of them.
Yeah, and we're expecting many waves.
Oh,
this is just wave 1. Yeah,
and like you said,
There's 127 base cards, I think, in that set.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 7 variants. And last year they just did the base with gilded option, so you had bronze, silver, gold. But this is ridiculous.
Now the pricing's really nice on the low end stuff. Almost, dare I say, too cheap, where you get like 3 in a 5K pack, and for the standard. So those are bordering on like 40,000-50,000 count right now.
That's one of those sets you have to collect out of self-defense, because if you don't, you're gonna get those goddamn things thrown at you at needs for the rest of your life.
Yeah. They also had SIGs and triple SIGs and double SIGs and all sorts of pack-ins there. They have 3 variants in uncommon. That is not necessary. You've got the green, blue, and standard, which I guess will kind of white, I guess.
The physicals for those have a million fucking variants too, though, don't they?
Sure, but those you dip down into the single counts on those, 1 of 5, 1 of 25 kind of things. These just are just clogging up your collection. One of the things that I suggested on Twitter through Hoardcast is why not put one of these variants on lock-on? Because we saw that with Galactic Files, and it was a huge success. People were trading all sorts of stuff for those Galactic File ones.
I know.
She has an answer.
I know.
She knows
go
one.
for it.
I know why.
Why? Tell us.
Because lock-on sucks.
Oh, that's right.
Because
That was
Don't make
not-
me play a fucking game. Just give me some coin.
and
put
they're
him
worried
in that.
everyone.
Put him in that fucking cargo
Oh,
dump.
that dog.
the huge box.
Don't get started on that thing. That thing is a safety hazard. It's like a huge cargo box thing. It's coming down. It looks really heavy.
A lot of
People would
theatrics.
get hurt.
Many Ewoks died for this cargo.
That's right.
So
0 today.
with the that though, I'm sure that I'm sure that everyone's still loving getting that same Mandalorian helmet. Let's change that up a little bit. There's an opportunity to put something else in there that isn't that goddamn Mandalorian helmet for the 150th time.
Well, we can't always get two crystals. So.
That's right.
That's true. You make an excellent point.
Speaking of crystals, there was a weird thing in the daily yesterday. Usually,
yes.
the $5 is usually $12.50 diamonds. Yesterday, for whatever reason, it was $13.13, which is a reference to a ill-fated and canceled Star Wars video game. It was just kind of a like, huh? Are they teasing something here? Is it possible that they've got concept art or something like that from 1313 coming into the app? That would be amazing because there's some really cool looking shit in that. And they actually had like demo stuff that they showed at E3 and stuff for it, and then it got shit canned. But it'd be kind of exciting to see some of that. So it was interesting because I was like, oh, is it Friday the 13th? Nope, it was not. It was just a thing that they did, and I'm not sure why. So
there was
that was
nothing. Yeah, they didn't tease anything else. There was nothing else to it. It was
no,
just,
not another word about it. It's very strange. It's not often that anything that has to do with buying crystals is exciting. That kind of got my interest up there.
Yeah, for sure.
What?
Squirrel?
What? Oh.
But I
did
refused
like that
to
for
buy
my
it because I didn't want my crystal balance to be odd. So
well, see, but if you got that and then you got the 2 crystals in lock on, then you would level up to 5. And so you were okay. They might have just done it just for that, for the OCD people. To
Maybe.
Could be. We also saw a Masterworks Dark Side set.
That's
very, very cool set.
Very fucking awesome. I almost considered going for gold on that because defining moments didn't fuck me hard enough. I thought, why don't I do this to myself again? And no, the odds on it were horrible. They're fucking bad looking cards.
Yeah. The golds really do. And what are they? The metals or whatever? They're easy enough to throw together.
Yeah.
But the golds, they look nice, but they are hard odds.
Super expensive.
Yeah. The golds are 1 in 25, and I believe what was it? 250 crystal packs or something like that.
There was a 1250 jumbo that got you 6. That gives you the bonus. And I did that one, and I did pull a gold, and I sold it for $11 on eBay.
Nice.
They're amazing, but one of the biggest complaints with that set is the golds. They're like around 50 count right now, and they're sitting in rare.
That's
for something that's $25 on odds. That sits in rare.
Yeah, we had a big fucking bitch sesh last night in the Discord about how fucked up the tier system is, and Curside was actually in there. Mark from Tops was actually kind of at the beginning, and I'm sure he kind of looked in from time to time, and there were a lot of examples of how fucked up tier system is right now, and it's just getting worse every week. So I don't know if that's anything they're going to be able to address just because they've been selling on tier rarity for so long. But
Yeah,
man, it's
I can see them adjusting some old stuff, but really you can't adjust something that you advertised as a certain parallel at that point.
yeah, they should. I don't know. Like they should do a fucking workbench meld for those fucking Obi-Wan SIGs and let everybody mulch them into something else, just to get rid of some of those until they get down to the levels where they should be in that section. Because right now they're a laughing stock of legendary.
Yeah, and we've got all the marathon awards from 2019 sitting in there, which also does not belong.
And there's so many things that are spread over 3 and 4 tiers and tiers that they just don't make any sense, and just countless examples. It was quite a conversation. So.
Oh yeah, they were putting stuff in the Discord group where cards were separated by 1 or 2 card count.
Right.
You know, the same set, but one is 200 and one's 199, and they're sitting in 2 different tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think in the rare, you've got the biggest disparity right now. You've got cards across the board that sit in rare that are in the 20 count, and sometimes even into the teens. I believe there's even one award that's like a 3 count sitting in rare.
Yeah,
and
there is.
And then you've got cards up to 25,000 count sitting in rare.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't make
annoying.
sense.
I mean, we used to have a card sheet where everything was all on the same sheet, and you had to scroll a million miles to get to anything, and that never seemed to bother anybody. But man, sticking all this stuff in these weird areas, and this one goes here, and this one goes there, and this one goes there, God, it triggers the fuck out of people. They get really pissed off about it.
Yep.
Yeah, especially when sets are split apart. I can totally understand when you've got half a set in one place and half a set in another. It doesn't make sense.
Collectors are OCD by nature. That's kind of what makes us do what we do. Is I've got to finish that set, or I've got to have every one of those colors. That's how we roll. So it's really plays into the pain for us.
Yeah, big time.
Well, speaking of a set that has different counts and varying confusion from previous sets, we had Rogue One Fractured this week, where the gold, silver, and the gold and silver are no longer count limited. Where previous Fractured sets, they were, I believe, 5 and 50, or 15 and 20. They're all different, and this one is not limited to a certain count now. So, but I liked them. I did the
liked them
silver
so
and
much.
the
I
bronze.
went to eBay and bought the whole silver and bronze for $2. I love that set. It was.
I think I sent you the link on that one. I'm like, why are people like,
yeah. It's like,
you can get silver and bronze for $2.
This is nuts. Yeah, I was just like, okay, that's a nice enough set for $2.
Yeah, for sure.
I did the same, and then I picked up the gold Lyra. The problem is that the gold award is Saw Gerrera, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing the golds. I'm not doing those.
Well, luckily, if you were to do them, they would be a lot easier than they have been in previous Fractured.
For sure.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I've got my needs shield built on that one now. People can't throw those damn things at me for the next 6 months. And look, I did. Look, I was Ultraman.
Why did you even go do that? I had a ton of them.
Because I didn't know. You never tell me what you're pulling. I don't know. Until
Did they drop a set? I'm probably pulling it.
Probably.
Well, this is how you can tell he's not creeping your stack. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. True.
Yeah. Boundaries. Social distancing. Social distancing from your stack. True. True that.
You're so not hip.
I know. I'm so jacked up on Mountain Dew right now. Fuck. Holy shit. No, I'm drinking a lot of Mountain Dew this morning, though.
It's so delicious.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Kind of like juice in the morning, I guess. I don't know.
We had Clone Wars Episode 8 drop this week as well. It's still going on. And Armory Wave 2. Armory Wave 2, yeah. How about that?
I accidentally pulled a one of the jumbos on those yesterday straight up by accident, and I was just like, Crystal, take these. And she's like, why did you pull those? Because I'm dumb and I made an accident.
So I guess later today is when we'll see the next wave of the Chrome, right? I think they
Masterworks, yeah.
Sorry,
Masterworks Space, yeah.
Same difference.
One of those long ass sets with a million variants. Yes, Masterworks will be later today.
Yeah.
New concept is in the app. It's Mustafar.
I actually
Oh,
kind of
I was hoping
kind
for
of
Lady
cool.
Proxima's jewelry.
No, it's
No.
Revenge of the Sith. A kind of a look at Mustafar with
and
Anakin kind of running with his red saber out, and you kind of get a little look at the landscape or area of their battle. Which, didn't you tell me how many miles was that battle that they
3
fought?
miles.
3 miles. The battle on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. They fought over the length of 3 miles.
Really?
Yeah, there was something with I saw some little clip of the guy who did the sword stuff and the choreography for it.
Swordy Johnson.
Yeah. And he was talking about when they were making
That's his industry name.
Revenge of the Sith and
that's Swordy.
that how they worked so hard for that duel, and that they basically traversed the amount of 3 miles.
That's crazy.
And it was on one of those channels, whatever, last weekend. I watched it and I was just like, damn, there are great lightsaber battles in all the movies, but that's the best one. Just
I agree.
that's it.
I agree.
That's it. Send tweet. That's the best one.
And then the next time they fought, it was on the Death Star, and they fought over the space of 2 inches.
Yeah, prepare to be laundry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, make me laundry. Your laundry.
I'm still tired from that battle.
I'm still tuckered out. I pulled a muscle.
I pulled a hammy.
I pulled a hammy.
That is a cool fact. I did not know that about the 3 miles, though. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was a nice
That is
little
cool. And it is a nice card. I just pulled it up. It's pretty.
Yep.
I like it.
I'm going to pull it with
Yeah, that is nice.
coins in several minutes.
In 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I'll be there, one of the 250 people, and then the feed will just be flooded with, oh, it's already gone, and I didn't.
It's gone. Where Pack is?
What's going on here?
Did the pack drop?
Where Pack?
Pack is
Tell
not
you
there.
what, last week I missed it at 10, and then I missed it at 4, and then I missed it at 10 again, and finally Jen Leo saved me, and she got a Duke, so I appreciate that, Jen.
Usually the afternoon drop, like the that's when the farmers seem to get them, and you can pick them up for like 99 cents.
Yeah, it was like 4:05. I'm like, fuck, and then
Is
it
this
was like,
the last one of the wave? Is this the
yeah, and then it was 10:02, and I'm like, no, not again.
Second wave of the fun run.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's because this is only wave 2, right? We still have to do
Yeah,
this
we
all.
still have another whole
There's
wave.
still a whole other wave.
Oh, I just want to get to that
Chances to
city concept.
The
Done with it.
concept's not that bad compared to fucking creature feature. Like I'm doing that one in red. 700
right.
crystals for that thing. Kiss my ass. You know what I mean?
That's pretty
That's
rough.
what I
And,
always get with coins if I can, and then go to the farmers at 4.
right.
The concept doesn't bother me that much, even though I have to get 7 of them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm only doing blue in that one, but that's another one that's fun to grab at 10 o'clock and then go to the feeds and look at the crying. That's awesome.
Crying begin. Unleash the Kraken.
I always go in the feed immediately and say, got him. Just to do it. That's awesome. So, and I think
What would be better though is if you went first pack,
oh yeah, first.
Yeah, you got to do that.
because it's guaranteed.
First crystal pack.
Right. One of the things that I think is cool about the about the creatures, though, is they've all been Tatooine creatures. So.
Oh, yes, they have.
Yeah.
Yep. They've all been on Tatooine. Most of them from Return of the Jedi, but and Star Wars, I guess, New Hope. But
Yeah. Well, do you want to roll into final thoughts here?
We definitely should.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Matt,
Everyone
you
wants
go
to pull
first.
the
Matt has
concept
to.
card. I don't want to
so
start.
I'll
mine.
go
You have
first.
to
So
do it,
everybody
Matt.
else can
You
pull the
are.
card, and I'll miss it because there's 1 minute left before the card drops.
I'll
So-
go. I don't care.
She
Oh,
does-
okay.
I'm just gonna buy it with crystals.
Oh, all right.
No.
You do you.
You got one ready? I got to think about mine.
Yeah, I'm ready because
Oh, okay.
I was like streaming shows and movies obviously this week because what else are you gonna do? And I decided to have a streaming theme. So I just watched shows and movies that had Star Wars actors in them.
Oh, very cool.
So, of course I watched, the current episode of Better Call Saul because it has Gideon in it, which is fantastic. It's a good show. But I watched some shows I had not seen before. So I watched Fleabag on Amazon Prime. And that stars Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who played L3 in Solo. And that was a delightful series. That was fun. There's only like 2 little short seasons. Then I watched Killing Eve and got all the way up to date because the 3rd season just started this week. And that show is actually run by Phoebe Waller-Bridge as well.
Huh.
And the villain in it, whose name is Villanelle, is actually Rey's mom. Rey's mom from Rise of Skywalker, Jodie.
Oh, really? Man, you really connected the dots in those themes.
Yes, I just went on a thing.
Went deep.
I went deep. And then what kind of started it off for the week is there was a new show on HBO called Run, which you guys knew I was going to watch.
Yes, because it's got Hugs in it.
It's got Donald Gleason in it, so of course I'm going to watch it.
I saw the trailer for that. I was like, God damn it.
It's really amusing. It's really fun, and I didn't think he could be charming, but he can.
It seems like he'd be a really funny guy.
Yes, it was delightful. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's not surprising to me at all.
But did you know this? That show is also produced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Fuck, man. She got her fingers in everything, don't she?
And I just Googled her, and do you know what else she's all up to?
I don't know.
She did the screenplay for the new Bond movie.
Wow.
That maybe we'll see one day. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow, she's super talented, huh?
Yes.
That's amazing.
And she was L3.
And she's connected as fuck.
Yeah.
And she's basically the Millennium Falcon. So there you go.
Cool.
And then I did watch some movies because obviously Adam Driver. So I watched some new ones I hadn't seen before. I finally watched The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, which was wacky and weird.
And was it whimsical?
Kind of. It was a Terry Gilliam movie.
Oh, that's got to be whimsical.
You know it's going to be weird.
It's going to be packed with whimsy.
Yeah, but there were some
Jesus.
nice outfits and costumes in it, so you kind of got to see him in some kind of gear that we may see him in that last Duel movie if they ever finish that movie, if we ever see movies again. But that was fun. And then last night I watched The Dead Don't Die finally, which was the zombie movie, and that was fun.
Huh.
It was weird.
Not scary.
It wasn't really scary. There was a little gross part, Greg came in the room right when zombie stuff was going on, and I could tell he was getting
not watching this.
He likes the zombies, but he doesn't like the zombies.
I'm scared of the zombies.
They're pretty scary.
They were gross.
They were
blood
gross
coming out of them.
They were gross, and they didn't go for brains. They just wanted flesh.
Want that meat?
They wanted flesh.
Want to eat that meat?
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I did.
Okay.
Star Wars streaming.
All right. Matt, how about you?
All right. I concocted one. Let's see. Quarantine is our lives now. So my final thought is that folks should check out the Discord. Folks should also try a new app if you haven't tried a different app. So go try Disney or go try certainly Tarot Cards. If you're not in Tarot Cards, go check it out. So you got time on your hands. Go do something with it. Check out a new app. So. Or the Hoard Illuminati Discord. The Hoardcast, I should say. The Hoardcast Discord.
Yep, that's how you find it.
Yep. So go out there, do something new, get connected with new people. That'll be fun.
Cool. Greg, how about you?
I got nothing. No.
Yeah. And for me, we started rewatching The League in Order on Hulu. It's been a long time since we watched that hilarious show. If you haven't made your way through that a number of years ago, it's fucking hilarious. Beyond that, if you go out into the real world, try and wear your mask or wear a mask if any.
Oh, I was gonna wear it on the show. Damn it.
Yeah. No. Missed opportunity. So, on a serious note, though, there's 3 people in my realm who now are symptomatic or have been tested positive. So be sure to just take it seriously, folks. If you have to go out, protect yourself and protect those around you. So for us, MD Jacobus, Matt, thank you for joining us once again. Always a pleasure having you on.
Oh, man. Highlight of my week. It's awesome.
And be sure to follow us at Twitter on Hoardcast, hoardcast@gmail.com. Be sure to follow, subscribe, review, whatever. Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and all the other podcast aggregators. If you'd like to join our Discord, send us an email to hoardcast@gmail.com or follow one of the links at the aforementioned things from the beginning of the show. It's the Hoardcast Discord server. And if you'd like to be part of the show, 904-628-1138, 904-628-1138. And for MD Jacobus, Ted Salas, Padme 1138, and AC the Destroyer, we'll see you next time.
Hey, I have just enough time to say.
Oh, fuck you. No, you don't.
I do. I have just enough time. I have a second.
I'm watching the counter.
I'm watching the counter. I got enough time. I'm thinking of an idea of something crazy to do in the middle of the week for people that are stuck at home and aren't doing anything. It's called a Zoom in, where I'll basically post an Zoom invite on Reddit and the Discord server, and people can just swarm in, just have a flash mob thing and record it and put it out. I think it would just be crazy and weird.
It'd be dangerous.
That sounds super dangerous. It's my kind of jam.
It's all going to be floppy dicks. All going to be floppy dicks in there.
Get ready for the Zoom in. Get ready for the Zoom in, baby.
There you go.
See
ya.
Thank you, Adam Driver.
We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching.
Watching.